Section number 30 of 5-Minute Stories. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. 5-Minute Stories by Laura E. Richards. A Storming Party. It was at Stirling Castle. People who did not know might have called it the Shed, but that would show their ignorance. On the ramparts was mustered a gallant band, the flower of Scotland, armed with mangonels, catapults, and bows and arrows. Below were the English, with their battering rams and culverins and things. Ned was the English general and led the storming party, and I was his staff, and Billy was the drummer, and drummed for the king. The Scottish general was Tom, and he had on Susie's plaid skirt for a kilt, and his sporran was the rocking horse's tail that had come off. Well, there was lots of snow on the roof, I mean the ramparts, and they hurled it down on our heads, and we played ours with Greek fire, and hit them back like fun, I tell you. There was quite a mountain down below, where Andrew, the chore man, had shoveled off the deep snow, and we stood on this, and it was up to my waist, and I played it was gore, because in Scott they are always wading knee-deep in gore, and I thought I would get ahead of them and go in up to my waist. I hit General Montrose, that was Tom, with a splendid ball of Greek fire, and it was quite soft, and a lot of it got down his neck, and you ought to have seen him dance. He called me a dastardly Sassenach, and I thought at first he said sausage, and was as mad as hops, but afterward I didn't care. Then Ned called for volunteers to storm the castle, and we all ran to the ladder, but Ned climbed up the spout, 'cause he can shin like 60, and he got up before we did. He took the warder by the throat, just like the bold Buccleuch in Kinmont Willie, and chucked him right off the ramparts into the gore. That made Montrose mad as a hornet, and he rushed on Ned, and they got each other round the waist and went all over the roof, till at last they got too near the edge, and over they both went. Billy was scared at that, and stopped drumming, but I drew my mangonel, Susie says that isn't the right name, but I don't believe she knows, and rushed on the Scottish troops, which were only Jimmy Weaver, now that the Montrose and the warder were gone. I got Jimmy down and put my knee on his chest and shouted, "Victory! The day is ours! St. George for England!" But then I heard somebody else yelling, and I looked over the ramparts, and there was Montrose with his knee on Ned's chest, waving his culverin and shouting, "Victory! The day is ours! St. Andrew for Scotland!" I was perfectly sure that our side had beaten, and Tom was absolutely certain that he had won a great victory. But just then Mother called us in to tea, so we could not fight it over again to decide. Anyhow, Montrose got so much Greek fire down his neck that he had to change everything he had on, and I didn't have to change a thing except my stockings. End of A Storming Party. Recorded by Aletha.